The Ashley Trevino and Santos drama has truly gone off the rails, with the two now throwing serious accusations at each other.
No, you said I SA'd you.
You said that about me.
CPS is now even involved. It's about time, by the way.
Ashley has confirmed in her life that her daughters cannot be put on camera anymore.
I'm not allowed to show them anymore.
So not only did the DA confirm when I called them that there's a case open, she pretty much confirmed that there's a case open against her as well.
And as always, there's a whole host of lovable new characters to enjoy. It's like the Ice Age franchise. With every unnecessary sequel comes like 70 underdeveloped rabid animals. Except this time, there is no happy ending. There is never a happy ending with Ashley. Not that kind of happy ending, just to be clear. Before we get into all that though, be sure to subscribe to the channel, or I will break into your house and cause you minor inconveniences, like, I won't take anything big, but all your toilet paper, for example, yeah, that'll be mine, and the keys on your keyboard, I'll have them. You can keep the board, fuck the board. I just love letters and hate boards, so you can keep the boards, but those keys, they're mine, unless you subscribe. Anyway, if you want to know what led to the fallout that we're about to witness right now, then it's all detailed in my last video.
Tired of people saying, like, you're 35, he's 19. Okay, but at the end of the day, like, I'm a female, he's a male. Like, there's a difference, too. Eventually, I'll speak out, but right now, I'm not. Like, I literally, yeah, like, basically threatened me. So, like, I had to just, like, be okay with it. Because he gets mad. No, you haven't, but I have. On that. When you have power over somebody, you want to blame the females so much.
Okay, first of all, whoever edited this video is almost as bad as Ashley. What is this B-Tech Hell's Kitchen ass editing? Calm it down, just show the bastard video. No one wants to see this. Could you imagine if I edited my videos like this? No one would be able to get through 2 seconds of it. It's also just kind of interesting to me how she's talking about how eventually she's gonna speak out, but now is not the time for some ambiguous reasons. But surely talking about how he's threatening you and how you're scared to speak out does imply that he's done something wrong. So in a way, it is you kind of speaking out already. I'm not too sure, but we'll hear her out. We'll hear her out.
You want to blame the females so much, and the female always gets blamed for everything. Like, get a lawyer. But what about the guy? What about the guy who has money and has everything handed to them? It's hard to deal with him. Why don't they get any blame?
People are completely well within their right to blame you for bragging about looking at a 19-year-old's penis and them seeing your nunu. For you to come on live and talk about how you have no responsibility or no accountability to take just because he's a bloke and you're a lassie doesn't really mean much. Like, no doubt there's misogyny online and there's a lot of women online who are affected by that, and it really sucks to see someone like Ashley Trevino try to weaponize that misogyny to defend herself meaninglessly. Now, that's not me saying that everything that's happened in this situation is your fault. I would say that it's an equal, like, 50-50 Santos, Ashley, they're both twats. And one of the many similarities that they both have is that they are both completely unwilling to take any responsibility for their wrongdoings or abhorrent fucking actions. Maybe he does have more money than you, sure, but how does that exactly force you to make a song about your nunu?
And so, like, the other day when I texted him, like, you're disgusting, like, you disgust me, he literally went off, and he called me talking crap, and I got scared. But, like, that's how he is. Because when you him, he owns you.
Ash. Watch out. You might get a lawyer on you. You might get the feds on you. Like, bro,
so, that's why I stay, like, neutral. Because, no. Like, that's all I'm going to say, though. Only we know what we deal with behind the scenes. Like,
if you get so offended about something, it must be true, bro.
Next, Ash is next on what? Him getting a lawyer on me? I'm 35, yes. He's 19. But at the end of the day, like, y'all continue to blame me. But also remember, money has everything.
I mean, the two of you are literally traveling state to state, country to country sometimes, just to see each other and go on live together because you know that that's what's probably best for business. So money has everything insofar as that you will stop at nothing to get it. And to be fair, the same can be said for Santos, without a doubt. Also, just to be clear, there's no doubt in my mind that there's shit behind the scenes here that we just don't know about. I'm sure Ashley's done some unsavory things that we don't know about, and I'm sure that Santos has done some unsavory things that we don't know about. I mean, with the amount that we do know, with the amount that they show on camera, there's no way they're not doing horrible things off camera as well that we just haven't heard yet. But this video in particular is just sort of rumblings from Ashley and no hard evidence or no hard accusations on Santos. The two do end up arguing on live together later on in this story, so we'll move on to that. Now, the catalyst for this argument was, one, Ash doxing Santos' location, and also Ashley accusing Santos of SA, which we'll look at right now.
I already know Miss Goldie. They're bad.
So that's the moment that Santos found out Miss Gold and Ashley had leaked his location. I'm not sure what came of this, but obviously it's a scummy thing to do. However, if what Ashley says in this next clip is true, then it is definitely something that should be taken seriously.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He did that.
And then I told y'all what he made me do at the other day. Like, no, but I'm telling you what the truth is. Like,
No, I know the truth. I know the truth. Yeah, I know the truth.
and he does have it. And I don't think
Bro, I promise you.
because he was like, no, you're gonna do it right now. Like, and he like came and put it in my mouth.
Oh, you should have literally.
Now, obviously, nothing said here said by either Ashley or Santos has been confirmed. I will say, though, it is odd that you're talking about how you're not going to speak out and that now is not the right time, but in the same stream, making huge accusations such as this one. However, if it is true, that's besides the point. That is not the issue here. Santos needs to be held fucking accountable, because that is genuinely one of the worst things that you can do to another human being. And luckily, the two have been on call together since, and that is where we probably learn the most interesting pieces of information here.
Okay, but you said I SA'd you?
You said that about me.
No, you said I SA'd you.
You said that about me.
Did I SA you?
Answer this. You said that about me, yes or no? You said that about me on your live. That's all you said.
Hold on, my daughter's in here.
I genuinely cannot say for sure at all what's going on here, and I don't think any of you can. I don't think any of us can definitively say what is going on here in either of their minds, what has gone on in the past, who did what to who, but all I can say for sure is that this is fucking murky and weird and something is going on. The fact that Ashley is so willing to talk about what Santos did when she's not on a call with him, but then the second she's on call with him, she just basically denies ever accusing him of anything. In fact, he flips it and says that Santos was accusing her of SA, which I haven't seen any clips of that, but I mean, it's definitely possible. Who knows? Ultimately, I'm not writing anything off at this point. We're dealing with two utter scumbags here. Anything could be true, and anything could be false as well, which is why shit like this is just so difficult to talk about. Here's a TikTok from creator Selena where she details these contradictions. The clip is entitled, "Did Miss Gold eat Ash Trevino Nunu?" which I genuinely cannot believe is a real sentence that anybody has put pen to paper and written. If William Shakespeare could see where the English language was today, where beautiful sentences like "Did Miss Gold eat Ash Trevino Nunu" were being written, I think he'd be well proud.
And tell me why I just saw a live of Santos talking about how Miss Gold was Ash up. Okay, so let's get into it. So, Santos. So, first of all, Santos starts talking about how he never touched Ash's Nunu, okay? So, like, in the past couple weeks, everyone in Santos's comments has been like, hey, does it smell? And then Santos is like, how would I know? I've never touched it. Like, the fuck? And, like, this goes on for, like, weeks on end. So, for weeks on end, he's claiming that he has never touched Ash's Nunu and he wouldn't know if it smelled bad or not.
I mean, this whole thing is just wildly uncomfortable and none of anybody's business, to be honest. Like, I'll be real. Do I even really care at this point if Santos and Ash Trevino hooked up? Fucking not really. Do I care at all if Ash Trevino and Miss Gold hooked up? No, not at all. And even if they did or didn't, how would Santos know any of this? Does he have fucking hidden cameras? Has he hired someone to constantly spy on Ashley Trevino and Miss Gold? I guess to be fair, he doesn't need a spy. He can just pop on TikTok live and they're there doing everything. They seem to be on it fucking 24/7. But it just seems like conjecture to me. It seems like the two are just throwing accusations out at each other willy-nilly, wildly, seeing who can destroy the other one's reputation first. Newsflash, you're both fucked already. Nobody is watching either of you because they genuinely enjoy your content. No one hops on. No one wakes up and goes, oh yes, I'm so excited to watch my favorite TikToker, Ash Trevino and Santos. They're so entertaining. People hop on TikTok and they think, oh, I wonder what's fucking gone on in this train wreck of a situation. If Ash and Miss Gold didn't hook up, it's a fucking weird thing to lie about. And if they did, why would you even want to expose that? It's none of anybody's business, including yours.
I didn't even know you until my mom. Yeah, we didn't know you, Haley. Oh wait,
That's Cat. You told your mom something else.
Okay, shush. You're irrelevant though. You're irrelevant.
You said you.
Shut bro. Shut up. Bro. That ain't even funny, bro. Mom.
How do you feel that your mom stole your crush?
Santos, how do you feel about being bald?
Why would you ask her that? Why would you ask
Santos,
her
I see that your
that?
hair falling out.
See, it's stuff like this that I way prefer talking about because there's stuff that we can tell. There's stuff that we know for a fact. It is a fact that Ashley Trevino stole her daughter's crush on a 19-year-old boy. And it's also very interesting to me that even though he is straight up insulting Ashley's daughter in front of her, Ashley's eyes never leave the camera lens. He is only ever looking at us. She's very concerned about how she comes across on camera and not actually being a good mother to the child right next to her. To be fair, that isn't really anything you can say in response. Like, it is just a fucking weird, awful thing to do. Not only to your daughter, but just in general.
And how everybody's saying that he was my daughter's crush, I never knew that.
I mean, that's just a load of shit. How could it possibly be possible for us, people who have never met your daughter in our lives, to know that she had a crush on Santos, and for you not to know? If everybody on the fucking planet, except her own mother, knows that bit of information, I mean, some fucking mother you are. I don't even know why I'm shocked. It's no surprise to anybody that Ashley Trevino isn't exactly gonna win any Mother of the Year awards. She's no Mrs. Gump by any means, is she? She doesn't care about anybody's school.
If I would have known that she liked him, I would have never talked to the boy, okay? My daughter never told me. She was just happy that I was talking to him when I first met him. So for those of y'all that sit here and say, oh, you dated your daughter's crush, I didn't date him, and I didn't know that she liked him. She's explaining herself and y'all still gotta try to argue like you're right. Exactly, Olivia. Thank you, babe.
I don't understand, though, because, I mean, you can take this moral high ground and talk about, if I knew that, I never would have even dreamt of stepping foot near Santos. I wouldn't have gone within a 1,000-mile fucking radius of him. It's all well and good to say that, but once you started dating him, it definitely became clear to you, if you didn't know already, which I don't believe you, but to be fair, I don't know for sure, but it would have become clear to you that, you know, she did have a crush on him. Why didn't you just go, oh, fuck, that's weird, I'll stop? Because if you didn't do that, then there's no reason for us to believe that you wouldn't have done it in the first place. Unless you genuinely built such a strong connection, such a strong, sentimental, emotional, beautiful love with Santos that your love for the boy somehow overtook and overshadowed your moral boundaries to not date your daughter's crush. Which is equally as fucking weird as the first option, to be fair. Although, I don't want to paint it out as though it's just a black and white situation. There are other options that I've not thought of, such as you went into it and just found out the money and views were too good and you couldn't pull away quite enough, or maybe genuinely Santos had some power over you and you couldn't, I guess, pull away from him. It's unlikely that that's the case, but I'm definitely not taking it off the table completely. But no matter what the case is in this scenario, you definitely fucked up a lot, and it would be great if you acknowledged that.
But again, last weekend he had all these females come over. Like, literally there was 5 females the last night we were there, and I was literally so mad. I wouldn't come out my room. I texted him too, and I told him, why don't bring no females home. And what did he do? Bring Vale, which is the girl in the back seat, and 4 more bottle girls or something home. Again, y'all don't see that because it was off camera. We weren't live. I was in my room and Goldie was in there with me because I was so mad. Like, them girls literally drank the drinks that I had bought, my chips that I had bought. Like, if you're gonna bring females over, make sure they bring their own stuff. They're thirsty? Bring your own drink.
Honestly, of all the accusations that have been levied at our favourite boy, Santos, so far, this is without doubt the most believable. And whilst, yes, I obviously think you shouldn't be in a hotel or an Airbnb or even just a house with a 19-year-old boy that you have no relation to whatsoever, this is still a shitty thing for Santos to do. Like, if someone who owns the gaff is telling you don't bring any girls home, then you should fucking respect that and not bring any girls home. So for Santos to do that and take all your drinks and take all your things and take all your food, yeah, I understand why that would annoy you. Now, the reason I bring this up is because there's something important to remember about one of the other girls that Santos brings home, because one of them is a very important character in the story, so bear that in mind. First, we need to talk about one of the most entertaining and incredible topics in this whole saga. Drugs.
Red Bull. This is so good at night.
You need that.
Yeah. Wait, why?
So you can stay up.
Okay, first of all, Why are they cordial again? This is what I mean. It changes every fucking day. It's like they just throw darts on a board. Will I hate Santos today? Will I accuse him of SA today? Will I kiss him today? Will I do X and Y with him in 2 days? It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's difficult. It's impossible to follow. And that makes my job pretty damn difficult. I honestly never thought I'd say this, but Ashley, can you go back to dating the fucking inmates, please? It was so much easier to analyze back then. But yeah, I mean, I have absolutely no doubt that both Santos and Ashley partake every now and then in the devil's dandruff, if you will. This should not come as a shock to anyone, and there's a lot more talk about this later on. Apparently there's pictures that have been leaked of the Airbnb where it's just everywhere in every nook and cranny. Anyway, this next TikTok is going to be the first appearance of our new favorite character in this story. Her name is Vale, otherwise known as the Backseat Girl, for a reason which we will divulge very soon. You're going to want to hear this because, I mean, to be honest, you probably won't want to hear it. It's fucking grim.
Millions out there rap shit, they hate a bitch, but they stole the flow. Then back in after back in, come fuck them, I stole the show. The run up on that bitch, she a head case, all she do is shoot. I signed my deal up on the PJ and hop out of parachute. I'm geeked on next week, got no more bitches, I'm out your parachute. I'm geeked on next week, got no more bitches, I'm out your parachute. Yeah, go, stuck a little pussy hole.
Just a quick rundown of what you have just seen there. That is a video of Ashley Trevino and Miss Gold giddily laughing like wee babies who have a toy in front of them. And the reason that they are erupting into these venomous roars of laughter is because they have caught the Backseat Girl, who was not called the Backseat Girl at this point, and Santos supposedly shagging in the back of their car. In the back seat, obviously, hence the name Backseat Girl, which she was coined after this incident. It's a creative title, I know. We back in fucking secondary school. Oh, you pissed your pants? From now on, we're gonna coin you Pissy Boy. To be fair, when I was younger, I was at a party and I didn't feel like drinking, so I grabbed a glass of milk and everyone at the party called me Milk Boy. So it's not as though this is a one-time occurrence. It just seems to be in our human nature to come up with these weird names for each other. Now, somewhat predictably, Vale, or the Backseat Girl, was not too happy with being recorded in the back of Ashley Trevino's car doing an act such as the one that she was doing. I know, I mean, she's pretty fucking uptight, like, get over it. It was just an epic prank. If someone recorded me shagging someone without my consent, I'd be laughing like a, I don't know, who laughs? Like a hyena. On a real, like, that is a crime. You can't fucking do that shit. I'd love it if someone made a list of all the crimes that both Ashley and Santos have committed on live alone.
He was very nice to me. He was doing a lot of stuff for me. So I sure did. What about it? Y'all haven't? I looked at the camera after the fact. Honestly, I didn't even know she was live. She basically blasted me.
No, it's the way that she did it and everything.
Yeah, she was doing it on purpose. Have respect for myself. Y'all act like I'm in a relationship.
Was she doing it on purpose? Is that even something that needs to be argued? Does anyone think that she was accidentally recording people in the back of her car giddily laughing like a child on Christmas? I mean, this is literally the happiest I've ever seen her. She's smiling fucking ear to ear, ecstatic that she caught this incredible moment on camera for some reason. Do you not realize that you are committing a crime here? I don't know if this is your car or not. I mean, if it is, they probably shouldn't be doing that in the back of your car, but this is not an appropriate reaction.
What do you have to say about the whole Vale situation and the car?
Okay, Vale, not Vale, my bad. I've got it right now. Don't grill me for it.
What do you have to say about the whole Vale situation and the car? I hear there's a lot gonna come out tonight about that, but she said that it's not involving you, so...
Oh yeah, well, she knows I'm a good person at the end of the day too. Like, all of them. Like I made sure. I was like, hey, I mean, don't worry about it. She got fired from her job too, and I said, don't worry about it. We fucked up, but they're, you know, like at the end of the day, just, you know, you're already on the platform. Take advantage of it. And I feel bad. You know, her father's in prison.
I mean, once again, this whole situation, every facet of it seems like such a shit show. I am glad that Santos cleared up that he's a good person, though. He said it right there that he's a good person, so I guess all the doubters, you've been silenced. He said it, so it must be true. Because if there's one word I could think of to describe Santos, it would be trustworthy. To cut the bullshit for a minute, I would probably trust the average fucking politician more than I trust Santos.
Well, he texted me at 2:12, and he put hello. And I put, after I seen you on live again with the Backseat Girl and them talking about me, I'm not doing this anymore. I wish you the best, so go make money with them. He put, okay, I will make money with them now. Once you do this type of acts, I don't care to come bug or check up anymore. You don't want nothing to do with me anymore, so you got it. I put, you did this, letting them drag me. He put, If I could count all the things you said and did, it would be unmatchable. You are a horrible friend to me. I lost a lot because of you, and I wish you the best. So, yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but have we not heard this like 50 fucking times already? I doubt it. I think that they'll be right back on live immediately after this fucking thing goes down. This is like when an alcoholic goes on a complete 4-day bender and promises everyone in their life that they will never have a sip of a fucking Tennent's the day after. It just gets to a point where everyone around that person goes, alright mate, fucking sure. Because they know that after work the next week, you're all out to get fucking pissed again. And the cycle just continues and goes on and on and on and on and on.
Experience with him, he wasn't a bad person. He wasn't half of the things that this girl is claiming he is. I chose to stop talking to him because he wasn't bringing nothing to me but more drama. And he was bringing too many females around, and I hated to see that. So for the sake of me and myself, I was like, you know what? I need to cut it. I didn't make no money with Santos anyways. Yes, he spoiled me. Every time we went out to eat, he paid. He bought me an Airbnb. He bought me some shoes. Like, this man spoiled you.
I just don't know what to fucking say or believe anymore. Everything is always different. Every TikTok I click on, it's like I'm fucking entering an alternate dimension where a whole different sequence of events has gone down. One day, it's me and Santos have never even fucking met before. Look at his penis. What? He's 19 years old. That would be ridiculous. And then the next day, yeah, I sucked Santos's cock and I loved it. And then the next day, it's Santos was manipulating me heavily and I can't believe what he did to me, and I'll speak out one day, but I'm just not ready right now. And then the next day, Santos goes, you said this about me, you doxed me, this is awful, and your new smells like shit. And then the next day he goes, I never smell anything, why would I smell her? What? You guys, you're crazy. What's going on right now? I can't believe you guys would accuse me of such a thing. I don't think even these two know what they're fucking talking about at this point. Is this like a coordinated thing? Are they messaging each other thinking, mate, if we just fucking change our story every day to whatever's more interesting or whatever we feel like, we can get so much more views and money out of this because people will just continue to be interested? Or do they genuinely hate each other now? Have they always hated each other? Have they done anything? Do I know? No. Do I care? I'd be lying if I said no. I do kind of, I'm interested at the very least. I am interested in what the fuck is actually going on here, else I wouldn't have made, 4 videos on them.
I didn't make you lose nothing. If anything, you almost made me lose them girls. And I'm fighting to keep them girls. Them girls will come before everybody. And anything.
If Santos truly is the reason that you almost lost your girls, well, at least he did one good thing. Because you don't deserve custody of those girls. You are a fucking one of the worst mothers that we've seen on the internet. But the funny thing about you is that you don't even try to hide how much of a shitbag you are of a mother. I talk about this a lot more in my previous videos on Ashley, but just her very presence as an internet creator and what she does with her kids being as public as they are, it's not a good recipe for success. And there's also so much proof and evidence that you were a shit mother years before you even met Santos. Santos has nothing to do with your ability as a mum, and to blame it on him is completely irresponsible.
All have phones.
We're using them. You'll see later. We're gonna post it on TikTok.
No.
I'm actually gonna eat your butt.
What did I say about that?
Vale más para que ves.
I'm about to show you.
You're gonna make me
I'm about to show you.
You're gonna make me cry.
They're gonna see you whining. They're gonna see you whining.
I'm actually gonna
Guys,
cry.
clip her. Hurry, clip her.
Mom!
Since she was born, that girl has been a whiny and a crybaby.
That girl has been a whiny. I don't know about you guys, but to me personally, I think that Ashley is a bit of a whiny. I mean, you've just seen the clip I've played. How can you possibly say that Santos is the reason that your custody over those girls is being questioned? You've always been a shit mum. My girls come first. They come before everything in my life. I love them more than anything in the world, but I will taunt them on live and threaten to show them crying to the entire world, to millions of people, and I'm going to publicly call them out for being crybaby pussies and whinies. I mean, there's literally a clip of you admitting to physically abusing your children. There's a clip of you talking about how you'd always pull their hair, like, violently when they'd run away from you. I'll play that clip now, if you hadn't seen it already.
When I raised her, my mom was her mom. And I used to, like, I don't even want to say this on live because of how I used to treat her. But, like, when she would make me mad, like, she would take off running and I would just, like, yank her by the hair and, like, pull her. And she would be like, Mom, what are you doing? But she was, like, little. And I didn't know that that was, like, not the way to treat your daughter.
I mean, those don't exactly sound like the words of somebody who is fully deserving of custody over their children or puts their kids first in front of everything else in their lives. If that was the case, you would not be doing 95% of what you do online. Like, let's just be honest here.
I didn't know his real age. He told me he was 24. I believed it.
He told me that too, and he sent me his ID, which is his,
I seen that military ID, yes.
Yeah, his military ID was fake.
Until the cop told me how old he was, I never knew. And y'all could sit there and say, oh, she's lying, she knew. No, I didn't, because he showed me and Heffa the same ID off of live.
I mean, I don't think I even need to explain how fucking ridiculous what she's saying here is. That was the whole drama. That's the entire reason why this thing was such a big situation to begin with. It's because he was 19 and it was public knowledge to everybody under the sun. Probably over the sun as well. Aliens were probably looking in on this shit going, what's this woman doing? He's 19. And there are countless videos of you saying his age before the police ever showed up. The videos are on TikTok. You live stream them. You set up your own funeral here, mate. I don't understand how you can just blatantly lie like this in front of everyone when there's video evidence of you doing everything that you're lying about. Okay, so next comes a section that I never thought I would ever say on my channel. This is the section about the Rose toy. Now, this happened a second ago. I didn't want to cover it because it genuinely made me a little bit... what's the word? Queasy, I guess. I mean, you can call me a wimp if you want, but I didn't exactly jump excitedly at the opportunity to cover Ashley Trevino using a rose toy on herself on live, but maybe that's just me. The reason I'm talking about it now, though, is because it's actually linked to the CPS thing somehow, but we'll get into that later. We'll talk about CPS alone first to begin with.
And y'all are really trying to get my kids taken from me, and it's not gonna happen. Do you know how many CPS cases I've had on me in the last 4 months, and I still have custody of my kids?
And that is the weirdest flex ever. Imagine flexing, bragging about that. Guys, I've managed to swindle my way out of like 70 CPS cases, and I've got away with it every single time. My friend, if you're having that many CPS cases called upon you, it's not something to brag about, in my opinion, even if you are getting away with it, because CPS... I mean, nowadays, they're not exactly the most credible fucking thing ever. Especially because the foster home system in your country is so fucked anyway. So even if they were taken away, I mean, there's a high likelihood they'd be put in an even worse situation. In my opinion, the best case scenario would be for them to go back to their grandparents' home. Which they were there before. They were with their grandparents before. We have covered this. We have talked about this in a previous video when your grandparents had custody of the children. And for whatever reason, that changed, and I think for the worse.
Like, you do understand when you call CPS, you have to have actual proof that they're in an unfit condition, right? Like, you really have to have proof that my kids are really being not taken care of. You do understand that, right? For those of y'all that love to call CPS on me, y'all do understand. You have to have proof that my kids are in harm's way, my kids are this, my kids are that.
I mean, she is correct. As much as we can hate on her, she is absolutely correct here. There is no point calling CPS on this woman because CPS aren't gonna do fucking anything. Because there's nothing they can do. Because nobody can provide them explicit, absolute proof that those kids are being put in harm's way. Just like with the Nurse Hannah thing and people calling CPS on her and her child, they didn't do anything because there's nothing they can do. There's no definitive proof. Until a video comes out of Ashley Trevino curb stomping her child and spitting on their dead body, nothing's going to be done by CPS. I couldn't find any more clips of this stream in particular, but luckily there is a creator by the name of Julie who recapped the whole thing, so we'll give that a watch now.
This woman is like a dumpster fire that people cannot stop watching. She went on to one of her multi-accounts. This one had over 300,000 followers, and she had about 15,000 people in the room at all times while she battled. So all people were doing was basically giving her money. As you can see from the crazy high total up there, she did extremely well. She does so well, in fact, that she made it today to the daily rankings, and she was in the 22nd position when I last saw it, with 800,000 points. So in TikTok, 1,000 points equals $10. So this equates to $50,000. Now, I do know TikTok takes, I don't know what, 40, 50, 60% or something like that. So let's just say they take 50%. She made $4,000 in the couple of hours she was on live doing battles today.
I mean, that is just genuinely mental. I can't believe how many hard grafters there are who work every day of their lives to try and give them and their children a better family, a better life, only for Ashley Trevino to use a rose toy on herself and get CPS called on her and make more in a month than they've probably ever made in a fucking year. Or 2 years even, most people. This here is one of the big reasons why I lack any sort of sympathy for Ashley, by the way, because she is just making that much money and is having that much success at being a fucking horrible person. Any potential sympathy that I have where I'm like, well, she is getting a lot of shit and that can't exactly feel right. $4,000 in one fucking day by doing nothing and being a horrible mother? Fuck that.
This doesn't count the amount of money she's making off subscriptions either. So in order to chat with her on her lives, you have to subscribe. She makes her chat subscribers only for a couple reasons, I think. One, to make a ton of money, which is what she's doing. And two, because of the amount of hate she was getting in her chats. So if you missed her live, go check it out. There were some pretty interesting tidbits in there, as well as long pauses of absolutely nothing while she just stares at the camera or plays on her phone.
I have noticed that. She does that in a lot of streams. I love streamers like that. Streamers who just fucking stay silent for however long whilst they read chat because they can't multitask at all. Streamers who just go on their phone or leave the room to go on a piss whilst a fucking video plays or some shit. It's like, yeah, I can see why you're earning more money than we'll ever see in our measly little lives. I will say I do disagree with Julie on the subscription thing having anything to do with the amount of hate that she's getting in chat. I think she's gotten to a point now where she just genuinely does not give a fuck about the hate that she's getting. Remember in the last video when she had those two random strangers come into her house and talk about how they want to spank her ass, her tiny little ass, whilst her daughters were still in the Airbnb with her?
Oh, make her spank y'all ass.
There's one, there's two. The other one's not here, but he's usually with me during the day.
Keep playing, we gonna spank y'all little ass, man. I'm saying, man.
I don't think that's something you do if you care about your reputation or how you're perceived by the people online. Like, there's no way she did that thinking, ooh, you know, my reputation's in tatters, people really don't like me. I know, I'll invite two strangers to come into my house whilst my daughters are in the gaff with me to spank my ass. Perfect, this is how I win back everyone. I don't think PR managers should even be a thing anymore. Just look at what Ashley's doing, do the complete opposite, and you can recover from basically fucking anything.
Here's the clips of Ashley Trevino admitting that she was under investigation with Child Protective Services over the nip slip she had while she was on live.
I have my kids, and they've already closed that case from the nip slip. So the nip slip, I did have an open case, and they've already shut that one down 2 weeks ago. So with that being said, yes, they've already looked into that. They've already done everything. And they close that case.
I mean, yeah, that's fair enough. I don't see how having an accidental nip slip on live would ever mean that they take your children away from you. That doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense to me. If the children were taken away from her, it would be for a myriad of other reasons that are far more important than that, so I don't even know why that was a conversation. I've not seen the video, to be fair, of this supposed nip slip, and to be honest with you, I don't exactly want to seek it out. I'll just take people's word for it that it happened.
What y'all need to do is call in CPS on them moms that are on TikTok letting their underage kids drink, knowing their kids are not 21, but they're on live drinking, making videos for New Year's. Oh, let's party with the fam.
I'm not going to insult your intelligence and describe to you how fucking hypocritical that is from her, considering she had Santos, a 19-year-old, in the gaff with her, and one of the biggest controversies on TikTok that she's ever had are when the police came over because he was underage drinking, and she was in possession and distribution of that alcohol to this 19-year-old boy, causing him to lose all of his job opportunities, I think his college diploma as well, and then she has the fucking gall to come on camera and be like, I'm just so disgusted in all, American. I am just so disgusted in all of these parents for allowing their children to drink online, on camera, when they're under the age of 21. You guys really just need to do better.
She actually admits that she didn't even know they had invited a friend over because she was so busy doing her live.
What is she doing here?
See, I'm right here, bro.
When did she come? When did she come?
She's been here for about an hour already. Oh my God, yes, we did.
I was in the shower, huh?
No, you were on live in here. I went outside.
I was on live in here?
Yeah, no, I went outside and I pushed and I told her to come inside.
All right, guys. These kids are sneaky.
So give us about
These kids are really sneaky. I didn't even know they had a friend over. I literally did not know they had a friend over.
She also wasn't feeling well during this live and asked her daughter to take care of her. Listen to her daughter's response.
Haley, can you take care of me?
Why?
I don't feel good. When y'all are sick, I take care of y'all. I do. I'm lying? I'm lying. Yeah, keep playing. Keep playing. Can you go fix my bed?
What?
Can you go fix my bed? Oh my gosh, she don't want to do nothing.
If you're too ill to fix your bed, I sound like a fucking parent now, but if you're too ill to fix your bed, you're too ill to go on TikTok live. I'm sorry, but just fucking can it for a second there. You're acting like a child. Anyway, this is where the rose toy becomes an important piece of plastic in this situation. Like, this is like the ring in Lord of the Rings.
Look what I have charging.
Yeah, charging. Oh, you don't need that when you have me.
I need it for tonight, though.
Oh yeah, you're gonna definitely need that for tonight.
I don't have you tonight. All I have is the FaceTime.
Yeah. Oh, you could use right now.
We're on live. We can't.
I know. I mean, you could like.
I mean, what do I even fucking say to what I'm looking at right now? Admittedly, this is obviously an older clip. It's not as though they've broken their sanctity of silence since promising they wouldn't talk to each other anymore. This is an older clip. But by older, I mean like not even a month ago, so it's not as though it justifies how weird and disgusting it is. But yeah, those are the origins of the rose toy.
Have you seen a rose? I did see it. Did I sniff it? No. Did you braid it? No, I saw that shit live action. I was like, I'm not doing it. I'll hold it for you. No, I'm playing. No. I'm playing chat. You did sniff it. No, I didn't. Y'all are annoying.
What? You didn't sniff it? Who the fuck's asking him this shit? Who's interested? Who's dying to know whether or not Santos sniffed Ashley's rose toy? Nobody I want to be friends with, I'll tell you that much. Can I even show that? It's gonna get the fucking video demonetized. No. She's not fucking doing it on camera, like spreading her.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Imagine like wet noises.
Yeah, no, it's fucking disgusting. I'm done with this video. We're gonna move on. I'm not even saying anything about it. Anyway, what's going on right now is that there's a creator known as Anthony Blackwell who has basically opened up a case on Ashley Trevino, and it seems as though this case is the most successful case on, like, upon CPS that has happened so far, as in, it's the only open case that has actually happened. Or at the very least, it's the only open case that has gone on for as long as it's gone on for, because every other case either had no evidence for it, so it just got shut down immediately, or it was opened very briefly and then got closed very quickly. I'll play Anthony's video right now before we get to Ashley's response.
After making calls this morning, I was able to successfully open up a case with the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Did call the police department. They tried to brush me off just like they did everybody else, but then I started talking about the penal code she was violating, and they're like, okay, we'll hear you out. Still, because there was so many calls, they're like, we'll put it with the other calls. No, wasn't getting anywhere there. Called the DA, left a message, never got a call back. Just through experience, figured out that I needed something a little bigger than myself to actually get this going. Called the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They were super open to hear what I had to say. I gave them all the details that I knew of, and now there is a successful case that they are investigating. They're a very powerful entity for things like this. They do not have the power to arrest anyone themselves. They do actually have the power to do what it takes to get charges filed. I will update this as I get updates, but where we stand now, there is an actual active investigation out of CPS.
Now, I will say I'm obviously, as I've said before, suspicious as to how effective calls on CPS, no matter how much evidence you have, actually are in terms of Ashley Trevino, because as far as I'm aware, there just isn't enough evidence, any outwardly abusive or awful, exploitative, or just terrible behavior that can be seen enough for CPS to actually take action. I mean, if we look at Resilient Jenkins, Nurse Hannah, even fucking Alana Harris, the one who poisoned their child, nothing's really been done to any of them that we know of. So I just have my doubts as to whether or not Ashley Trevino's gonna receive justice here. But all that aside, what is going on now is certainly interesting, so let's watch what happens next.
No, she's seen that video that guy posted saying that he has a successful open case on me. She's like, Mom, they opened another case. I said, don't worry about it, bro. Like, they're going to continue to keep opening cases and opening cases and opening cases. And you know what? God continues to close the cases. He continues to close the cases. I don't fear no man, nobody but God. He's the only person I fear. So you want to try and do what you're going to do? Go for it, baby boy. Oh, not baby boy. You're an old man. Go for it, old man. Go for it, viejito.
But her saying that only gives me less confidence that this case will actually lead to anything. Because in my mind, and I'm not a lawyer or anything, I don't live in America, I've never dealt with CPS in America, but in my mind, just from what I know about, you know, policing or just cases in general that are similar to this, if someone has that many cases on them that have been opened and closed and opened and closed, obviously the company or whatever position is, you know, in charge of those cases, they still need to open a case if they get the report, but they're gonna know, oh, it's this person again who we've already closed 50 cases with no evidence on. I'm sure this one's another fucking bullshit one. So it wouldn't surprise me if CPS, when they get a report about Ashley Trevino now, just go, it's another Ashley Trevino one, let's just fucking look into it and cancel it again, because we know there's nothing that can be done here. There's nothing we need to do here. I just doubt there's gonna be any, like, new evidence or mind-blowing, mind-boggling piece of shazmantastic evidence that breaks the case and changes everything. I'm open to be corrected, like, I don't know for sure, but that's just what I'm feeling. That's my gut feeling right now.
You see, you got on here and called me old.
Go for it, baby boy. Oh, not baby boy. You're an old man. Go for it, old man.
Yeah, you told me to bring it on, and you didn't know what she was asking for.
I will be hosting a club.
No, the fuck you won't. You see, I wasn't the first one to reach out to the nightclub, but I was the damn short of one to help expedite it. Now you make sure you have yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
I'm sorry, I can barely hear the guy over the fucking music. I don't know who edited this, it was probably him, but I mean, you're doing a good thing here, I guess, but fuck me. Could you not have gone about it or executed it in a bit more easier to understand way? Once again, could you imagine if I edited my videos like this? No one would be able to understand a fucking word I was saying. I could literally say anything. I'll do it right now. Look at me, I'm saying anything in the world.
Ashley Trevino update. Ashley has confirmed in her life that her daughters cannot be put on camera anymore.
I'm not allowed to show them anymore.
So not only did the DA confirm when I called them that there's a case open, she pretty much confirmed that there's a case open against her as well. Santos, this is good food from a food truck. What we are doing is working. It is working. Mass unfollowing actually has resulted in she's only got just above 800,000 followers on her main account and 275 on her backup account. So she went from over a million on one account to now she's got to add two accounts together to have 1 million followers. So it's working. The number of people that watch her lives, that's gone down dramatically. When you go from 25,000 people in your life down to 2,000 people in your life, it's definitely going to take an impact on your income. This is your power of social media. You can't treat kids the way you can't just have kids in bad situations and get away with it. You put it on camera. Also, there's a form filed with the IRS now that makes sure that her TikTok income gets reported because she is living on benefits. I'm all for using benefits as you need them, but you can't use benefits and then go out and exploit your daughters for views and expect it to be okay. There are people out here really struggling, and they would never treat their kids that way. And you tried to get away with it?
I mean, that's all great from this bloke, to be fair. I made fun of him in the last one. I like to take the piss, but that's great from him. I rate that. And I had no idea that she was on benefits. That's just another fucking weird, slimy, awful immoral thing that she's doing, I guess. And big up to this guy for getting her off of them, supposedly. I say supposedly because I can't confirm or deny, but she's definitely making enough off of TikTok. Benefits aren't even going to be like a possibility now. But the sad thing is, even though there's a mass unfollowing and her live viewer count has gone down dramatically, she's still probably making a couple times more than the average person per year. Like the average hardworking person. This is without doubt a step in the right direction, though. I can only hope that it continues. I still have my doubts that the case will, like the CPS case will go as far as we want it to, but I hope it does. It's definitely a good thing that she's not allowed to show her kids on camera anymore, because that never should have been happening in the first place.
And yeah, we're taking some classes. We're gonna do it together as a family, me and the girls. But yeah, it's good. It's good. They were both excited. Haley kind of cried when she came over a while ago. She was like, "I love you, Mom," and I was like, "I love you, baby." Like,
but you guys are gonna do the therapy sessions.
Yeah.
Good. I'm happy for you. See? You can be a good girl and still get your bag.
All right, guys, don't let her win, though.
Me personally, I don't want anybody describing this grown-ass piece of shit woman as a good girl. I also don't want her to be getting the bag, and I also don't think that she is a good girl. The only reason that she's being better now is because CPS, the law, the fucking government are forcing her to do what she doesn't want to, frankly. And the story she describes there of like, oh, my daughter came over to my house and she said, "I love you," and I said, "I love you too." The way she says it, it's like it's like it never happens. It's like it never happens, and this is like a magnificent story for all the land, for all the kingdom to be told, because it's such a one-off, such a miracle. Okay, so now I want to go over some more stuff regarding purely Santos, because there's been rumblings. We've heard certain things about how he's also a father, like he also has children. I haven't personally mentioned those in my videos because I didn't know for sure, and it is a lesser known fact than everybody else involved in this situation, and I did not want to come out and accuse him of something that isn't true. However, based on the evidence that I've seen now, it absolutely is true, and he is just as much of a piece of shit absent parent as everybody else in these lives. In fact, he's even worse, because at least Ashley sees her children. He doesn't. It's also alleged that he's not even on the child's birth certificate, which is insane. Now, without doubt, one of the most incriminating parts of this situation, and one of the most factual, compelling pieces of evidence here, is when a lawyer joins a live with Santos, and Santos is laughing and joking. His defenses are down. He goes, "You're not even a real lawyer." He's laughing and joking. He doesn't expect it to be a real lawyer. And the lawyer basically says to him, "No, I am a real lawyer, and the state of Texas is fucking banging you up for not paying child support."
Yes, sir.
You're a real lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Can I see one of your licenses?
When I saw this, I was like, no. And I looked it up, and there's a case number and everything. Like, you're
okay.
for child support.
I can't believe you're a real lawyer. I really cannot believe
you need to take care of your child, man. Come on, you need to.
Yeah, for sure, buddy.
No, I don't know why the state of Texas has to sue you for child support.
I don't know. We should call them. You should call them. You're a lawyer. You should call them. Hey,
now, there are videos of Santos with his daughter, none recently, obviously, but there are ones that can be found from like a year ago. And this one's even captioned "My Princess Forever," which definitely did not turn out to be true. It's more maybe his princess for about 2 months.
Santos showing he's baby mama and he's mama, and then he ends the live. He looks like he wanted to cry.
Oh, she's pretty, huh?
Yeah. I grew up with her in church. Because us again, going to church, I would drive us to church. This was recently.
So interestingly, there was a time where Santos was just so much more open about his daughter and his baby mama and just everyone involved in that situation. I don't blame him for now wanting to run away from it and not acknowledge it at all, and basically, I guess, run away from his problems. Because it is not the best look when you're not paying child support for your 1-year-old daughter, especially when you definitely have the money to. Like, it's incredibly strange to flex how much money you're making constantly and all the girls that you're getting and just refuse to pay any fucking child support or take any responsibility for your actual child. There's even a video after he lost custody of his mum basically berating him in Spanish about how much of a shit fucking father he is. And apparently it was his grandmother that would refuse to let him put his name on the birth certificate because they thought he didn't deserve to be a father to this girl that much.
Porque si la señora dice sí, la ves, y si no es no. Te guste o no te guste. Y si ya no te están dejando verlo por lo que fuiste a hacer, pues ahora te va a tocar esperar.
Yo tampoco, no me merezco eso. Yo siempre entro ahí con comida, les trato bien. Pero
I'm not going to play the whole clip. It's like 4 minutes long, but I sent it to a pal of mine who knew Spanish, and that's what they told me it was about. If they're wrong, if you find that clip and you find out that it's wrong, don't blame me. I will fucking hammer my pal Jacob. I know you're watching this video, by the way, Jacob. If you fucking lied to me, you are getting it. I'm not fucking taking the piss here.
The reason why Santos was crying on Ash Live when his true age came out is because now all the girls that he had manipulated with the contracts, like he has Miss Gold under 5-year contract, and all these girls he has manipulated to where they can't say nothing against him because he served in the military and all this stuff. No, all that is fake. The certificate he posted with his name in the Air Force, fake. The military ID, fake. He's 19 years old, and he was crying because all that, like, the truth came out. Like, he can literally go to jail. All the contracts he said, voided. Miss Gold, that contract is not real. I hope an attorney reaches out to her because she's scared. Because apparently he got a lawyer against what she said about him. Like, girl, you would win that shit like this. Please get a lawyer against his ass. There's so many allegations against him. Everybody just needs to unite and put his ass in jail. Because that military license that he had, he can go to jail like 5 years just for that alone. Not to mention the roofies. The alleged roofies.
I mean, this whole thing is just fucking insane. I thought we knew everything we needed to know about Sant. Well, not everything, but I thought we knew a lot of the wrongdoings that he's done. But apparently, we've not even scratched the surface. Like, this is not a naive, weak kid. This is a fucking manipulative, horrible, maniacal, crooked little boy. Like, if all of this is true, it would not be a stretch to call this guy fucking evil. Like, he would be evil. And the only time we've ever seen him emotional or crying on camera isn't when he lost custody of his children. He doesn't give a fuck about his children. It's when his actions came back to bite him in the ass. And I think that says a lot about his character. I'll be honest, I'm just looking at all this shit now. The floodgates truly have opened here. But this video ultimately was about Ashley Trevino. However, I do really want to talk about Santos because I had no idea how much shit there was on him on the internet and how much of an evil little bastard he might actually be. So if you guys want a video specifically on Santos, then you can let me know because there is so much more to cover. For now, though, I think we've talked enough, so that'll be the end of the video. As always, hopefully you all enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to subscribe if you don't want your fucking toilet paper stolen. And yeah, appreciate you all. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.